Hey, what's up, people? It's your boy RDP. I said I was gonna start doing some reels, man. Try to drop some a little bit of knowledge that I've learned along these 46, about to be 47 years, that may help you and your family reach whatever goals you may have, man. Because you can take whatever I tell you and apply it to any segment of your life. So what I want to share with you today, and this may have to be done in sections because I only got 60 seconds, a minute to talk, but I need to get you to understand something. Credit repair. And being liquid and having cash. When I say liquid, I mean liquidity, able to cash out and come up with liquid, cash up, when you need it. So here's my thought process on a lot of these things. Is number one, I don't like to use my money, my personal money. I have to have it, and you should have it too. You should have cash, credit. You should have options. But when I do something, I like to use the bank's money. And you can do that with almost no penalty, like very, sometimes 0% interest when your credit is where it needs to be. So what does this look like? This looks like, baby, we need a new car. Your family's growing, we need something bigger. The sports car that we've had, since we were, out just doing things with me and you needs to go. Family's growing. You go into this car dealership and they show you something that will be perfect for your family, but you ain't checked your credit. So you go in there, credit's worse off than you thought it was. Now you got to look into subprime lending. They'll get you financed. Now you've already driven this new car, this 2025, you've fallen in love with it. So you're willing to do anything to put your wife or your husband in this car. They'll finance you, but the interest rate and those payments are going to be so ridiculous. By the time you end up paying that car off, you probably paid for two cars. You understand what I'm saying? That money, let's just say the car was $15,000, just as a round number, and you end up paying $32,000 for it. That extra $17,000 could have went into an investment account, could have went towards your kids' college, could have went towards anything, helping you pay off your mortgage. Same thing happens with the mortgage. Credit's not right, they can get you financing, but you're probably going to be financed at an interest rate and a mortgage payment that's going to be ridiculous. Your neighbor may have the exact same house and be paying half of what you are paying. These are things nobody ever thinks about until they get in a situation. Credit is one of those things that are mostly out of sight and out of mind. You don't really think about it until you need it. So you sit in the house with mom and daddy or your girlfriend or boyfriend or, shack up doing whatever. And then when you decide, hey, it's time for us to really try to get this American dream. You feel me? So you sit down with the lender and they tell you, hey, your credit is a 5 something. We're going to need this. This is what your down payment is going to be. This is what you're going to have to bring to close. All these different things that if your credit is 750, 800 or better, listen to me. My credit is not perfect, but it's good because I've been working on it for the last few years. When I got these last two vehicles, my little SUV and the truck, I went to dealership and I was like, hey, I had already gotten pre-approved through my bank, Navy Federal. So I was able to go in there and tell them exactly what I wanted. I said, hey, this is what my family needs. This is what I'm willing to pay. Call me back when y'all get the deal worked out. And that's how it's supposed to work. But a lot of times we go into these situations and they sit down and they run your credit and you're like, oh my God, like you ain't looked at it. They trying to pull, they're going to run your credit 30 times to see what subprime lender will actually give you enough money to get into this vehicle. And now you walk out of there, you're still excited because you got a new vehicle and mama's happy. You dig what I'm saying? But then when after you get past that 1 or 2 months where they don't make you pay your bill, because they give you a few months leeway before you actually have to start paying that note. Mortgage is too high because of your credit. Your car payment is too high because of your credit. And the few credit cards that you have, that bill is too high. The interest is too high on those because of your credit. You understand what I'm saying? You see how this works? Like the United States don't have the best system, but it's a system that's not going to change anytime soon. And so you have to learn how to win within the system. And there's ways to win. You just have to have a plan in place in order to win. And nobody wants to do that. So you're going to pass on to your kids the world just a tiny bit better than you found it, which is disastrous. If I do that, I failed as a parent. If I have not figured out how to give my kids the greatest opportunity life can offer when I leave here, then I have failed as a parent. in my eyes. I mean, being there and all that and paying the bills and keeping a roof over their head, and that's some depression talk. Like, that's the Great Depression talk. You got a roof over your head and you got food in your stomach. We live in a time where you can have abundance if you're willing to figure out how to work the system, but nobody wants to do that because we're lazy, right? Especially if we're coming from a place. Let me just take you back. I was born in '77, right? I've been on, come from a house that had food stamps. I've lived in the projects, lived in a house with too many people, like the whole nine, done all of that. The welfare and the system of the government helping you is supposed to be a temporary fix. You're supposed to get yourself out of that situation. You shouldn't still be in the projects. You shouldn't still be living on government assistance for 2 or 3 generations later. That's bananas. About 5 or 10% of those people get out of that system, work hard enough to get out of that system. The other 80% are still depending on the government to come save them, but it's not going to happen. What they're going to do is they're going to keep spoon feeding you just enough to survive. Meanwhile, you're keeping your kids and the next generation in this atmosphere where they can't thrive, right? And the only thing that they know is, only thing that they know is those minute little small benefits that they get from government assistance. And they're not looking for nothing better because they ain't never seen nothing better. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on my phone right now. They have never seen anything better. So here's what your goal should be. And you don't got to keep up with me. You don't got to keep up with your neighbor. You ain't got to keep up with your aunt or uncle that's doing fantastic. All you got to do is sit down and come up with a plan for you and your family. And it can be worked. You're in a place right now, as crazy as the United States may seem to be at times, you can figure out how to lift you, your family, and the next few generations out of craziness. You're just going to have to work for it. You have to find some extra hours. Somebody is going to have to sacrifice. And I look at these things and I say, well, what if somebody had done that, that sacrifice before me? Then they could have handed me the baton way ahead of where I am right now. And I could have been able to advance even further and hand my kids that baton 10 times greater than I got it. But nobody did. So I'm having to do it. So I got to work my job, keep the bills paid, but I also have to do enough to get my family ahead. And I have to retire before I'm 70 years old and I can't enjoy life. Work for these jobs 20 and 30 years, you hit 65, the money that they're going to give you in Social Security increases very minutely compared to what the cost of living is. So you look at the cost of living now, it's like, oh my God, by the time I hit 65, I'm going to be good. No. The cost of living, food, housing, all of that is going to go up. And that check is not going. Why do you think these people are door greeters at Walmart and all these different places? They had to get back into the workforce because it's not enough money. Find a way around that before it happens to you, because it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. Don't get lackadaisical. Don't take any assistance. Don't take any of that for granted, because it's a temporary fix for a major problem. And we got to do better. I don't know everything. I'm just figuring this stuff out. Like I said, everything that I give you guys and what I've learned to do in the credit repair industry and the things I've learned about, currently learning about the stock market and all these are things I had to stretch myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out of my box to learn. And now I try to help people as much as I can. And some people still don't see it. They don't see it. Man, we get calls from people that are like, my car broke down, I need a new car, like now. And they want us to fix their credit so they can afford the car note. It's too late then. Or, hey, we getting put out. You know what I'm saying? Can you help me with my credit so I can get into an apartment? No, not in 30 days. And we looking at your credit and you got 30 years worth of bad decisions on it. No, start now. 6 months from now, you'll be good. And let's keep it good. Let's keep it so good that you can add your kids as authorized users to that credit, and now they got good credit. There's a system in place, but you got to learn to work the system. You understand what I'm saying? And please don't take anything that I'm saying like I'm not trying to be negative at all. I'm just trying to be real. And before you get defensive, let's listen to what I'm saying to you. Like I don't have anything to gain by judging anyone. You dig what I'm saying? I'm about to be 46 years old, or 47 years old rather. I'm 46 now, and I should be a lot further along in my eyes than I am, right? So I don't have any room to judge anybody. I'm still trying to figure out all this stuff. Raise the bar. You dig what I'm saying? Man, I love y'all. I hope y'all take this with an open mind, and just, if you have any questions, dude, please feel free to reach out to me. You can DM me. You can hit me up on the cell phone. Those of you that got my number, I'm open to anything. If you want to sign up for credit repair, www.rdpconsults, which is consults.com. Just go to I'm ready to start, and somebody from my team will reach out to you and get you started there. Very budget friendly, but it's life changing. I don't charge nearly enough for what it can do for your life. We coming up with a plan to make some major moves, man, and I would like for you to be on board. So if there's anything that I can do to help you out, let me know. If I don't have the answer, I'm gonna find the answer for you. When you get this knowledge, don't just have it. Share it and do something with it. You dig what I'm saying? I've taken enough of your time. I'm about to break this down. It looks like into about 11 or 12 videos, but it was all good. I'll catch y'all next time.